Welcome to the dynamic learning hub of ExcelR at Andheri East. A prime spot conveniently located at just a 5-minute walk from LIC Andheri Metro. In our journey of over a decade, we have proudly trained over 2 lakh students. We have also been recognized by Deloitte, Silicon India, and other accreditation bodies. Experience learning like never before in our spacious and comfortable classrooms. With high-definition projectors and state-of-the-art acoustics in place, we ensure effective learning even to the farthest point in the room. The hybrid mode is a game changer as you can enjoy the benefits of a live classroom from the comfort of your home. Even if you happen to miss any classroom session, you can still attend the same session with the same trainer at the same time at your convenience, maintaining consistency in your learning progress. Wanna get started? Join us for a demo or career chat over a cup of coffee at our Andheri branch. ExcelR. We don't just train, we build careers.
Yes, so the collaboration with ExcelR was an excellent one. We conducted a Power BI workshop with Advanced Excel over a span of 3 days. The workshop was almost 12 hours long in total. Mr. Karthik, who was an amazing trainer, helped the students understand the concepts deeply. I am sure that the students will be able to apply these concepts in their careers as well as their daily lives.
The trainer, Mr. Karthik, was an excellent person where he explained in very detailed manner on how to give great insights using very complex data sets.
So it was a machine learning workshop. We learned a lot from the course and it was a great experience attending the workshop.
The trainer was very helpful. He had a hands-on approach with his teaching and it was fabulous.
This was a great experience for me. So I would absolutely love it if ExcelR and its team would come again to our campus and conduct more events like this.
It was a great course and it started from basics and took me to a great extent.
The experience of the workshop was really nice. The feedback from all the students was positive. They understood the concept. The workshop was also practical based with some questions. The experience with ExcelR was very smooth. They helped us in conducting the workshop smoothly right from the booking of the vendor and deciding the course till the distribution of certificates. In overall, this workshop was a success during our Technical Fest Atmos, and I thank ExcelR for being a part of it.
very much interested in learning digital marketing course for a very long period of time, but I don't get a proper platform. So later for my college, I get to know about ExcelR and I enroll in ExcelR course. It was really good experience. Our course has been taken by Mayur sir, and he was very good teacher. He not only focusing on theory part, he is doing how real digital marketing works, and it was in total very good experience. I get so much of knowledge. Here they not only focusing on study, they are also conducting different exam to test our knowledge, and as we are giving the exam, so to appreciate our work, they give certificates for the toppers, and along with the certificate they give hampers. Thank you, ExcelR.
Recently, I was searching for digital marketing courses online in Google, and I came across ExcelR, and I attended a digital marketing course which was for 15 days. My mentor Mayur helped me for attending these classes. So he is a very informative and helpful guy. In the course end, there is a exam which I topped. So I came to the ExcelR office in Bengaluru. This digital marketing course has helped my career and my skills to develop, and the certificate has helped my company to join. Thank you, ExcelR.
I came to know about this course from my college. Actually, for learning platform, this is very nice, and I learned from here ChatGPT and AI from online. Because he's teaching for me for AI generative and ChatGPT. We are using this technology in more, and
Good afternoon. I hope you all doing well. Prashant sir, good afternoon.
Hey, hi Shishmita, good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon, sir. Can start the session.
Sure. Thank you. Hi everyone. Good afternoon. Hope you all are doing great. So welcome back once again everyone to our today's session. Okay, so we shall go ahead. Okay, so we shall go ahead and get started right now. So let's start sharing my screen. Give me a couple of minutes, everyone. Hi everyone. So yesterday, you remember we completed the topic that is about human in the loop, right? So this is something which we discussed yesterday, right? So where we have seen two practical examples as part of the human in the loop. We completed two examples, like one being the no-code AI agent in the chat GPT only we were able to create one. And then we have done one hands-on activity where we have created our own Python code. So using the Python code, right, we were being able to deliver this human in the loop process, right? So these are certain things which we worked upon yesterday. And on top of that, we also seen the difference between the lang chain versus the Llama index. Correct. So this is another one which we currently worked upon. And then later we move towards the RAG patterns. Correct. Like how RAG is important in the Llama index is another concept which we discussed. Right. How RAG is going to play as an important role. So we are going to discuss that. Okay. So within the Llama, I mean, how we can use RAG and then can be able to use it for the Llama index. These are all are the topics which we have been able to cover. Okay. So now what we will do is let's try to understand the Llama index in a very clear manner. I know you all know a little bit about it, but now we will go understand it in depth and we will try to take the hands-on activity for Llama index. And then we will again go back to the RAG process and then we'll try to collaborate and join both of them. And we will also try to do some hands-on activity with regards to it. Okay, so let me go ahead and get started, everyone, for all of you as part of our today's discussion. Okay, so let's move on to the Llama index. So as part of the Llama index, right, what exactly this is? See, Llama index will actually connect your documents to an LLM and it will ask questions like how human being would ask. Simple. That's what it does. Okay, so Llama index is ideally a tool. This is a tool which is going to help all your AI models, right? Like your GPT, Chat GPT, or it may be your Claude, okay, whatever it may be. So basically what it does, Llama index will act as a tool and it will help your AI models like GPT-4 or a Claude to ensure that it is able to go ahead, read, okay, it's able to go ahead, read, and then understand your own documents. Okay. It should be able to read and understand your own documents, that it may be even a PDF or even it may be a Word document or even it may be a website link, etc. Like this. I mean, you can be able to go ahead and can handle it in a much better manner. So Llama index, when I talk about, so it's ideally a tool where it is helping the AI models like your GPT-4 or a Claude to read and understand the documents. Okay, any document you want to go ahead and attach and you want to add it right to your AI models, it is all because of the Llama index as a tool. It is able to identify all those PDF, Word files, websites, and then it is able to retrieve and give us the best answers at the end of it. Okay? So that's the clarity we all have to be, first of all, aware of. Imagine there is a world within the AI model where there is no Llama index. So without Llama index, let's say your AI can only answer from what it knows. That's it. But with the Llama index, it can also answer using your custom data. So if you have any custom data on your own, right? If you have any of the custom data with you, so you can be able to go use that custom data and you can see that you can also be able to go ahead and can provide the answers. Okay, so that is the beauty of the Llama index. Llama index says that, hey, you don't get control with the AI model. AI model will answer anyhow. Okay, but if you have the way to fine tune it or to convert it into your own way, or you want to make sure that you have your own data and then your AI agent should act as per your data, but not on its own, then Llama index plays a very, very important role here as a tool where it says if you have any custom data available with you, then I am going to allow you to answer based on your custom data. But let's say if there is no Llama index, then that means it will only give the answer whatever the AI model is aware of. It will not give you the feasibility to have your own custom data to look into any of the solution and discuss. That's not possible. But with the Llama index, the best thing is you can have your custom data and you can see that the responses will be generated based on the custom data, whatever you are being able to provide. Okay. That is how it is going to play an important role. So let's say, imagine you are the AI. Okay. Imagine like you are the AI model and someone comes and asks you, what's the leave policy in your company? So you don't know unless someone gives you the document, right? How would you be able to know? If you are aware of it, like let's say somebody gives you the document, they give you some policies, then you are aware, okay, this is what is the leave policy. But otherwise, if somebody comes and asks you what's the leave policy in your company, then you wouldn't be able to proceed further, right? So let's say you ask a librarian who quickly reads the document, right, and finds the answer for you. Like in this case, we have the LLMs like ChatGPT and all. And then it will use internally the Llama index, which is not visible to you and me, to anybody in the world. That is internal system within the LLMs. It may be ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, Copilot. All of them use the Llama index internally. And this Llama index will go through the documents like company HR policy, PDF or something like that. That is from there it is will be able to identify. The Llama index will help the AI to find out the right answer from the document. Right, from whatever document is present, from that document, it will be able to fetch the answer and it will be able to let you. Okay, that is how it is going to work like. Okay, so it's always Llama index means it will give you, like you will be having the feasibility or an option to add the custom data on your own. So with that custom data, whatever questions you go ahead and ask, it will give you a genuine answer related to it. So let's say if there is no Llama index in your AI models, right, then your AI model will only answer based on whatever it is knowing, but it will never consider any of your own personal data if you want to get to know from your AI models. That wouldn't have been possible. Today, it's all your Llama index which is helping you out to handle the things appropriately. Okay. So that's the clarity which every one of us here should basically be aware. Okay. So that's the idea which I just want to make it very clear to all of you. Okay. And use case, I mean, like you can have multiple use cases. Okay. So, I mean, there is like no issues in this, I would say. So you can have multiple use cases. So one such use case, I'll just put it in forward to all of you. Like, let's say we can have a career agent, right? We can have a career AI agent for HR, right? So we can have something like this. So let's say you upload the resume guidelines, right? You as a HR, you can upload the, like let's say resume guidelines, okay? And you can upload your job description, right? You can upload your job description, and then you can also upload some interview tips, right? Something like that, we can be able to go ahead and can create it. Okay. So then you can ask like, what are the top 3 things missing in my resume? So Llama Index will help the AI to read those documents and then it will answer based on that. You remember we have already done some small case studies, right? As part of our previous discussion. Same thing happens here. Okay. So you upload any of your profile related details. It will identify like what are the top things which you are missing in your resume, and it will be able to go through the document and it's going to ensure that it is providing the best response to all of us again at the end of the call. Okay, so that's the clarity which we all here have to be aware of. Okay, hope that this makes sense to all of you. So this is the understanding which I just want to let you know. So Llama Index here plays a very, very important role. Okay, so that's the clarity which I just want to enforce onto each and every one of you here. Okay, so now, as I said you, what will happen? I'll give you a flow chart which can give you a better idea here. Let's say you have a documents. Okay, so you have documents with you, and the documents can be, let's say, it can be in the PDF format. Okay, or it can be a Word. Okay, or it can be a text content, or it can be a web content, whatever documents you have with you. You can pass these documents to the Llama Index. right? You can take these documents, pass it on to your Llama index. Now, what Llama index will do, Llama index is going to break down the content, okay? So here it is going to break down the entire content and it will index it. Indexing means it will have some identification so that it can identify the details appropriate. And then you will have your large language models, like it may be your Claude or it may be ChatGPT, like whatever LLMs are currently available in the market. You are going to have those LLMs. Okay, using these LLMs, we are going to see that whatever question you have asked, it will answer it. Okay, this is required for us to answer the questions. Okay. So this is another core capability which every one of us here should be aware of. So this is how the flowchart would actually look like. So when you talk about the Llama index, right, how the flowchart would basically work, like if you observe here very clearly, there are documents where you have PDF, Word, text, and web content. Now that is going to go through the Llama index. The Llama index will ensure that it is going to break down the entire content and then it is going to index it. And then you have the LLM where you will see, where you'll be able to see there is a Claude, ChatGPT associated with it. Okay. And this is responsible for you to answer all the questions. Okay. So this is the idea. I mean, this is how you can see that there is a proper flowchart which we can channelize and can be able to create it on our own. Okay. That's how the Llama index plays a very, very important role. Hope you all have got the clarity. So Llama index finally is a tool which will help your AI models like ChatGPT or a Claude to read and understand your own documents. That it may be a PDF or a Word file or a website, right? So without Llama index, like your AI can only answer from what it already knows. But with Llama index, it can also answer like using your custom data. Okay. So as I said, like imagine you are AI and if someone asks like, hey, what's the leave policy in your company? So you don't know unless someone gives you the document, right? So, but whereas if you have the Llama index, it will go through the company HR policy PDF and it will be able to give you the right answer from the right or the relevant document. Okay. So as we said, we have taken one small example, like a career agent for HR, like where you can upload your resume guidelines, job description, interview tips, and you can ask your AI career agent as a HR, like what are the top 3 things missing in my resume? It will be able to answer that for you. Okay. And here is the flowchart which you see. Like it will take the documents in the form of PDF, text, or a web. The Llama index will break down the content and it will be able to index it. And then you have your LLM like Claude or ChatGPT, where it will be taking the responsibility to answer the questions. That's it. So this is the clarity which you all have to be aware about the Llama index as a theoretical concept. Before I take you all to the hands-on activity for the Llama index, right? Are there any questions on the Llama index, whatever we were being able to discuss right now? Quickly from anybody, are there any questions? Feel free to put it in the chat. I'm going to give you 1 minute just to think through and see if there are any questions specifically you want to call out everybody. Giving 1 minute just to think through and see if there are any questions specifically. Feel free to ask me, everyone, about the Llama index specifically.
त्याच्यानंतर मग हा जो आहे ब्रांच चेंज तिथे आलं होतं का आपलं कोणाचं आपले जे आहे
Okay, yeah, got it. I see one message. Chintan, lang chain is like where it will handle multiple agents, right? You can have multiple agents, like one agent will be able to filter the resume, another agent will check your job skills. Third agent will be like, it will be able to identify whether you fit for this role or not. Fourth agent will say you what is your suitable job role. So lang chain will wrap all the agents and will ensure that all the agents are working in one direction. That is the significance of it, Chintan. Okay. So, okay, perfect. So as we are clear with this part, the Llama index, now let me say you what is that the problem statement we are trying to solve. Okay, so that it can be easy for all of you to understand first, like what problem statement, we are trying to resolve. And from there, we can be able to proceed further to the next level. Okay. So let's just quickly go ahead and give you that clarity. Okay. So now let's say, so currently, like the problem statement is to build a, right, to build a PDF. Okay. So to build a PDF question answering. Okay. So I want to go ahead and build a PDF question answering agent. Okay. Using the Llama index. Okay. So using Llama index, I want to go ahead and build a PDF, right? So want to build a PDF question answering agent using the Llama index and OpenAI. Okay, this is going to be little tricky, everyone. This is not something which you are already aware about. Okay, so one new thing I'm going to introduce, which we have not covered till now. Okay, so that is something which I'm going to explain when we enter into the program, but ensure that you are going to listen to it thoroughly, because this is going to be super important concept, I would say. Okay, but before we enter into the hands-on activity, but the problem statement is that, like, where I'm going to build a PDF question answering agent using the Llama index and then the OpenAI, right? That's what we are going to cover right now. So as you see here, like the context is, as more and more organizations store important information like in PDF documents, like it may be company policies or a research papers, right? It may be like PDF can be any document. Like for an example, if you talk about company or an organization, let's say all your company policies, right? All your company policies, or it may be your research papers, or in that matter, let's say if it is your training materials. So all of these are going to be the documents, right? And there is a growing need to search and query these files in a very natural and conversational way, right? Like traditional keyword search doesn't always give us the helpful answers. So what we are trying to do right now is like the project, whatever we are going to develop today, right? It is going to solve by creating the AI powered system. So we want to develop such a system, like where we go ahead and create a AI powered system over here. Okay, where users can do what? Like users can be able to upload their own PDF, right? Like you just go ahead, upload a PDF, right? As an AI powered system, you can upload your PDF and then you can ask any question, whatever you want in that PDF, right? Whatever question you want, you can do. Like you can ask the question in a plain English without any difficulties, and then it will be able to go ahead and give you all the relevant answers which we should here be aware about. Like, right? You should be able to get the relevant answers, okay, from the content which is being available here inside the PDF. Okay, now how it is going to happen? So this will be done, right? This is going to be done using the Llama index. Okay. So one, we are going to use the Llama index. Why? Because as you have the PDF content, so PDF content or any document, it can be read by the Llama index. So we need Llama index to go ahead and read the PDF content. And then we need to have the OpenAI API. This is an interesting thing, which is a new thing for all of you. OpenAI API, this is needed for us to give the intelligent responses. If you need intelligent responses, so I need the OpenAI API. You remember, everyone, in one of the session this week or last week, we covered about the API, where I've given you the clarity. any AI agent or any LLMs, if they really want to be strong or if they really want to showcase their expertise, they can always connect to the APIs. Let's say, for an example, OpenAI means who? OpenAI is the company which has founded the ChatGPT, right? OpenAI is a company which has developed and built the ChatGPT, which we are today, all of us are using it proactively, right? Now imagine like you creating your own chat gpt. Imagine if you create your own chat gpt, it will take lot of infrastructure. You need to train lots of data, then only you can build an app like a chat gpt. But really we don't have that much amount of data with us. So let's say if you don't have a data with you, then if any user is coming and asking any question with the AI model what you built, and if they are not getting the answer, so they will not be satisfied with your application at the end of the day. So we don't have that potentiality. We don't have the infrastructure. Neither we have that much amount of quality data with which we can train our chat GPT. So this we know. We don't have that much potentiality or capability, at least as of now. Maybe in future, if that comes, that is a different story. But at least right now, we don't have this capability, I would say. Okay. So that's one of the thing which we all have to here be aware of. So now if I say you very clearly, okay, what is exactly happening in this cases? Now, when you know that we cannot create it, but when we know that ChatGPT is already pro with a lot of trained data, then why don't I go and use that directly in my AI agent? You're getting my point, right? So it's like there is a ready-made shop where they're giving you all the ready-made clothes. Now, what you do, you just go to the store, check the size, pay the payment, and then take the shirt and you start utilizing it. Very simple. Rather than going to the like a clothing store, taking the respective, let's say whatever the shirt you want, that is nothing but a plain cloth, and then you take it to the tailor and give the measurements to the tailor, and then tailor again goes and then tries to like fit that as per your sizes, and then again it's like a complicated process. See, both of them can be done. See, there also you are getting a shirt when you go to ready-made store. Even from the tailor also you are getting the shirt at the end of the day. Outcome is not different, but the way how it is happening important, right? On one hand, things are very super quick. On the other hand, things are a little complicated. Like not complicated in the means like you have to go, you have to take the measurement, you have to wait for the tailor to complete it, and then you will be able to take it. But that quality also will be great. And whatever you have purchased in the ready-made store, there also you have variety of options, and you can choose whatever best fits your size. Same here also. If you go and build your own system, we never know whether it can be completed or whether it can really be done. And in that perspective, you will waste your lot of time, because at the end of the day, if you get to know after 1 year or 6 months, you got to know that, okay, I cannot be able to build one such, then it's all time waste. So that is the reason OpenAI says that, hey boss, if anybody wants to use my chat GPT into your own AI agents, whatever you are developing, I will give you that chance. You can use the API keys. Okay, you can create the API within my OpenAI company. I will give you that API key, and you can use that API key in any of your AI agent. So when you're using the API key of the OpenAI, that means you're nothing but you're using the ChatGPT directly. That's nothing but you are directly using the ChatGPT over there without any difficulties or constraints, right? That's one core capability which we all have to here be aware of. Okay. So whatever your open AI, you are going API key you are using, that means literally ChatGPT is coming to you as an AI agent. That's it. But now you may ask me, oh, this is all good, but what is that OpenAI is getting then? If it is giving the API keys to us to go and use ChatGPT in our own AI agents, then what is the ChatGPT is getting in return, or OpenAI as a company which has built the ChatGPT? So they are going to get, okay, for every API call you're doing, right, you have to pay some amount of money. It's not free of cost. API key which OpenAI is giving to you is not free of cost. And remember one thing, the cost is very minimal. Right? So let's say if you like $5, you can just, it's like a rechargeable. It's like a rechargeable. Let's say you recharge with $5. Okay, somewhere like around 400 or 500 rupees. You pay 500 rupees. Okay, they will give you the API key. Use that API key as and when you do the request, like 1 rupee or 50 paise or like that, they will be cutting it. And once the 500 rupees is completed, your API will not work. Again, you have to recharge it. Okay, again, you have to recharge it with some 100 or like 200, whatever you have as the money, you can do that. Okay. But again, this is optional. You don't need to do this like by purchasing the API keys and then trying to do from your end. Just to get a clarity, I'm letting you know that this is this is something which you need to pay. Otherwise, how will they generate the revenue or the business? At the end of the day, this is all business, right? It's not something somebody is coming and then trying to do some seva here, right? So it's at the end of the day, it's all about like how well we can be able to go ahead and can handle it. That's the core capability. If you could see here, right? That's the core capability which is actually been happening over here. Okay, where we should be here having the clarity. So if you observe here very clearly, so that's the crux, or that's the core point which I just want to make it very clear to all of you. So whenever we go ahead and then try to discuss this approach, okay, so we need to understand that basically whenever we are going to develop any of the indexes or any of the AI agents, right, you also have the capability to get the API from your end from any of the companies, like not only OpenAI. If you want Claude, Anthropic, you can use that. If you want Microsoft Copilot, you can use their API key. Okay, if you wish to use any other API keys also, you are welcome to do that. They are all competitors in the market. It is up to you which one you think is comfortable for you. You can be able to go ahead and can choose it appropriately. Okay, so that's the core capability which here we all should be aware about. Okay, so that's something which I just want to let you all know, so that it can give you, I would say, a better idea, just to know that how well we can be able to handle the things appropriately here. Okay, then you have another one, that is PyMu PDF. Okay, so it's called as the PyMu PDF. What does this mean? This is to read the PDF files. Okay, this is like one of the library available in the Python. To read all the PDF files, we need the PyMu PDF. Okay, so we have a PyMu PDF to read the PDF files. That's it. This is what we are trying to do right now, everyone. Okay, ultimately, the problem statement, what we are trying to work upon here is, like, we are trying to build a PDF question answering agent using the Llama index and then the OpenAI. So as more and more organizations, they try to store some important information in the PDF documents, right? Like company policies or research papers or training materials. Okay, so there is a really growing need to search and query these files in a natural and conversational way. Okay, and then you have the traditional keywords, right, which will like the traditional keyword search doesn't always give us helpful answers. So the project here is aiming to solve that by creating really an AI powered system where really the users can upload a PDF. They can ask any questions in English. They can get all the relevant answers from the content inside the PDF. That is an AI powered system which we are going to build right now. Okay, and for that, what are all the things we are going to use? We have the Llama index, which is required to load and index your PDF content. You have your OpenAI API to generate intelligent responses where we can migrate the chat GPT into our AI agent using the OpenAI API keys. And finally, PyMu PDF, which is to read the PDF files. It's a Python library which is required for us. That's it. Okay, so now let's understand. Let's go ahead, have a look into it, like what we are actually trying to achieve. So let me take you to the Google Colab, and from there, let's try to understand that how this can actually be implemented practically. Okay, so let's go and then try to understand that how things are working. See, the very first thing, you have to run this in a separate cell, in one cell. Okay, so if you see what is that I'm trying to do here is, see, pip install. Pip is nothing but, as you know, pip is a tool which is used in Python, right? Pip is basically a tool which is used in Python to install packages. Like any extra things, if we need any extra libraries or modules, if we want, right, from the internet. So definitely pip is going to play an important role there, okay? So here pip is going to act like a tool which is being used in Python to install all your packages like extra tools, libraries, or modules from the internet. So install will ensure that the download is happening appropriately into the Python environment appropriately. Okay, now let's go and have a look into it. So Llama index, obviously, Llama index is what we are learning. So for that only we are installing it, right? So I want to install the Llama index. Okay, this is a tool that will help me to connect to the documents or PDFs and databases. Okay, so that I can be able to read it appropriately within the AI models like ChatGPT and all. Okay, so we need to install this so that it can be able to upload the documents and it can read it appropriately, the Llama index. And then you have your OpenAI. Okay, so OpenAI, again, this is a package which will connect your Python to OpenAI server. So we can use the models like GPT 3.5 or GPT 4 from our code. Okay, so why do we need to install this? So we definitely need to install this to send some questions to GPT and then can get some intelligent or smart answers out of it. Okay, so for that, definitely we need to install even the OpenAI. And then we have the PyMu PDF. So PyMu PDF is a library, right? As you all know, PyMu PDF here is a library that is going to read and extract the text from the PDF files. Okay, whatever the PyMu PDF is there, the significance of the PyMu PDF which is available, right? So the very purpose of it is a library, okay, which will be helping us to read and extract the text from the PDF files. So whatever the text is available in the PDF file, we can be able to see that we can be able to read it appropriately without any challenges or difficulties. Okay, so together we are installing three different things here. So pip install, one is the Llama index to accept the documents, OpenAI, where we can use the ChatGPT directly here in the AI agent, PyMu PDF to extract and read the content which is available within the PDF. That's it. These are the three core capabilities which we are going to install. So with one single command, we are trying to go and installing the Llama index, OpenAI, and the PyMu PDF successfully. Okay, so this is one of the important point which every one of us here should be clear about. Then taking you further to the next part here. Okay, so let's now move into the code and then try to get a better clarity. So the next important thing. Okay, so the next important thing, if you can be able to see here. Okay, so if you see here, okay, if you can see here very clearly. Okay, so one of the important point which I just want to give you here as a clarity is, let's say in this scenario, okay, like if you see here, right, OpenAI API key. Okay, so what is going to happen? See, this is my OpenAI API key, which is actually, I should not be revealing it. API keys are always secret, everyone. Okay, never try to share it with anybody. But if you see here, right, the OpenAI API key, this line will set your OpenAI API key as an environment variable. So this is where you have to ensure that your OpenAI API key is being added here so that Llama index can use GPT 3.5 or GPT 4 in the background. Think of this as giving the AI a password so that it can be able to talk to OpenAI services in a very easier way. So from where can I get the like API keys? Let me just let you know, like here. Okay, so you have to go to the OpenAI API. So OpenAI platform here. So this is my OpenAI platform. And you see here billing, it's a chargeable. Okay, so you cannot use it until you do not pay. So right now, my balance is somewhere like $9.89 is available. But otherwise, if you see here, right, in this case, these are my API keys which I created it. Okay, so you can, once you recharge it, you can come to API key. So to recharge it here, you have to go to billing. So auto recharge, or you can add to your credit balance by providing your card details. Okay, once the money is loaded here, you can go to your API keys and can start creating your API keys without any difficulties or challenges. Okay, so you can always be able to go ahead here. There is an option. You see that create a new secret key. You can click on create, provide the key name, whatever you want API key, and say create the secret key. It will allow you to create a secret key, which is nothing but your API. You can use that particular API and can be able to leverage it. Okay. So that's the core capability which I want to highlight it here to all of you. So what I can be able to do in this case here is like I was able to go ahead, take my own API key. So I was able to go ahead, create my own API key. So the once the API key is being created, I was able to add it over here. So this is my API key which I added. That this is when you will see that you will be given a chance to get enabled as an AI model. Okay, you will be given the chance for yourself as an AI model to be enabled, and your chat GPT has been migrated right now. Okay, whatever the chat GPT is there, the chat GPT got migrated into your own AI agent currently. Okay, and then you see that the next part here to be considered is now here, if you see the from statement, this is something like, if you see like this is going to open a file dialog in your Google Colab for you to upload a PDF file. Okay, so in order to upload a PDF file, these are the two things which are needed. So once you upload it, it will be stored in the uploaded dictionary where the key is the file name. Okay, so you'll see that the key will be the file name. So once you go ahead and upload it appropriately here, you will see that there are, there would be really some cool things which is going to come up. Okay, so once you upload it, it will be stored in the uploaded dictionary where the key is going to be the file name in this scenario. Okay, and then you also have two more capabilities here. Okay, so right now, if you see, there is a vector store index. Okay, vector store index is required to organize the text. If you really need to organize your text content appropriately within the Llama index, then you need the vector store index, because your vector store index will ensure that it is being able to organize the text appropriately. And on the other side, you have the PDF reader. PDF reader will be helpful for us to read the contents of the uploaded PDF. Okay. So whatever PDF reader is there, so PDF reader is going to play a very important role to go ahead, read the contents of the uploaded PDF appropriately. Okay. So that's another important aspect I just want to let you all know. So there are two important things we are trying to import from the Llama index, as we already installed the Llama index in the previous step, right? So from the Llama index, now we are getting to get the details of the vector store index. Vector store index will help us to organize the text content appropriately. And then PDF reader will help us to read the contents of the uploaded PDF appropriately. Okay. These are the two capabilities which are required for all of us. Okay. And then right now, if you could see here, okay, so we are trying to load the PDF here into Llama index, right? So you see that here it is providing the file name, okay, where it is going to pick the name of the uploaded file. So whatever file you have uploaded it, it will pick that particular file. Then it will create a PDF reader, after which it will extract all the text from the PDF, right? After which it is going to extract all the text from the PDF and will save it into a variable called as documents. Okay, so now your PDF content is loaded into memory and it is ready to be queried. Okay, so with this step, what is happening is whatever PDF content is there, now our PDF content is loaded appropriately into the memory and it is ready to be queried at any point of time. Okay, so that's very important thing, like where you see that here the core capability is like it will pick the name of the uploaded file, whatever we are adding, and then it will create a PDF reader from there, after which it will extract all the text from the PDF and will save it into a variable called as documents. Okay, and then after which, if you see here very clearly, now your PDF content is loaded into memory and it is ready to be queried, right? So the next step, what we have to do is creating the knowledge store. Okay, so this line you see, right, index, this will create a searchable index, right, where using the extracted PDF content. So what it will do, think of this like creating a mini Google search just for our document. Okay, so what it is going to do here is simply it will create a searchable index. That means like whatever is there in the PDF content, it is extracted it. So it will try to search some keywords so that whenever if anybody is asking any question, right, it can immediately be able to respond to us. Okay. And then the other line, if you see, right, query engine. So this will prepare the question answering. This is going to prepare the question answering system based on the document. So you are telling the Llama index, be ready, just be ready to answer the questions using the document. So any question which comes will be taken up by the query engine. It will take that question, Okay, and then it will pass it on to the index. That is where all the document is been indexed appropriately with the content. From there, it will extract it and will try to give us the response. Okay, so here is where we are asking the question. See, if you see here, here is where we are asking the response. So I'm asking like, hey, what is this document about? Okay, so the query engine dot query which is present, it will send the question to the LLM. Like what are we using here? OpenAI API key, which is ChatGPT. It will take the question to the ChatGPT and the AI will find the answer from your uploaded PDF. Like whatever PDF we are going to upload, from there it is going to respond to us. And then finally, it will print the statement. It will print saying that AI answer, and then it is going to give us the response. Like whatever response is going to be generated, right? So it will be able to extract that response and will be able to give us the result appropriately. Okay. So it's going to fetch the response and then ultimately it will give us that result without any difficulties or constraints. Okay. So that's the capability which we all here should basically be aware of. Okay. So that's one of the important thing which we all here should be aware about. So this is so pretty simple and at the same time very good to understand. So we are installing all the prerequisites as a first step, like where we are getting our Llama index, where we are trying to get our OpenAI, which is nothing but the ChatGPT. We are getting the PyMu PDF, right? So first, after we install all of the prerequisites, without them, we cannot proceed further. So once we get to know all of them here, right? So next we have the OpenAI API key. So as I said, you have to go to your API keys, create your own API key by doing some billing. Okay, so from the API key, you will see that there is a API which is being generated and you can add that in the OpenAI API key here, which will allow you to act like the ChatGPT. Okay, and then the next part here is you see that we are giving the option to upload the file. See here, there is an option to upload the file. So any sample file which you have with you can be uploaded here. Okay, so after you upload it, then the Llama index is going to organize them appropriately. So vector store index will going to organize the text content and then PDF reader will read the content of the uploaded PDF. Okay. PDF reader will go ahead and will try to read the content of the uploaded PDF appropriately. And then you see that here, the PDF is going to be loaded into the Llama index. Okay, so what will happen is, first step is it will pick the name of the uploaded file. Then it will create a PDF reader. And then it is going to actually extract all the text from the PDF. And it will save it into a variable called as the documents here. Okay, and then now your PDF content is loaded into memory and it can be ready to be queried. So what we are trying to do, so we are creating a knowledge store over here. So where we are doing indexing so that your document can be a searchable index where we can extract it from the PDF content. Okay, and then on the other side, you have the query engine that will prepare you the question answering system based on the document. Okay, so you can ask any question and it will be able to respond to you as an answer. Okay, so you are telling the Llama index to be ready to answer any questions using the document. And then finally, you see that here, in this case, if you see here very clearly, right? So now you are asking like, what is this document about? So the query engine will go ahead, will send the question to the LLM like GPT 3.5 or 4, and the AI will find out the answer from your uploaded PDF. Okay, and then it will print us and it will show the result in the output appropriately. Okay. So that's how it is going to work. So now let me run this. Let me run it one more time and see what is going to happen. You see that it is asking me to choose the file. So I think I have a sample file already with me. So let me see if there is any file associated with it. See, I have a sample file available with me. Okay, this is my sample file which I'm going to upload, where it says OpenAI is a leading artificial intelligence research organization that developed the models like GPT-4. Llama Index is a framework that will help you to connect your own data like PDF, web pages, and databases to language models like GPT. It enables you to ask questions and get responses based only on your uploaded or connected documents. Okay, you see that it is very clear enough. You see that here very clearly all the things are being present. So now what I'm going to do here is, okay, I'll just quickly go back. Okay, I'm just going to quickly go back over here. And then what I'm trying to do is, I will go to my Google Colab. Let me choose the file here. Okay, so the moment I choose the file, then only Llama index will understand it. Okay, I have my sample file. See, first I'm trying to open this. So now, see, the first step is Llama index started identifying my file. Okay, let's see what it is going to do. Okay, I have already asked the question, what is this document about? So it should be able to go ahead and give me the answer. See, AI answer. The AI has been able to give me the answer saying that, hey, the document provides the information about the OpenAI, which is a prominent artificial intelligence research organization. And the Llama Index, a framework, is designed to link the personal data sources such as PDF, web pages, and databases. Okay, you see, it's very clearly giving all the information for you. Right, it's giving very clearly all the information. So Llama Index has picked up the document, whatever we were being able to add. And on top of that, it also understood the question what we asked. And from there, it was also able to go ahead and give us the appropriate response associated with it. See, such is the great capability which your AI models are today happening. Okay, so initially we developed an AI model. Now on top of the AI model, we are creating a framework called as Llama Index. So that if you have your own custom data as a document which you want to upload, you can be able to do that directly with the Llama Index as a framework. So that your Llama Index can read your PDF documents appropriately. So the moment the PDF documents are read appropriately by the Llama Index, right? Then it can fetch the information and it can respond to your question based on whatever you are going to ask. So when I ask here, what is this document about? It was able to go ahead, respond to us and give us the appropriate response. Okay, so this is the clarity which every one of us here should be aware about. So with this, we are done with a great capability, right? So with this, we were able to go ahead and really do like one of the very good and the great capability which is actually required, right? So we were able to go ahead and handle this appropriately. So this is one quick thing I just want to let you all know so that you all can be clear with this part. Okay, so that's how it is going to play an important role. So we installed all the related prerequisites. Okay, and then later we added the API key. Then I gave the option to upload the file. See here, whatever upload I kept, right? That is the reason this button is coming to upload here. Okay, and then the Llama Index is going to organize the content and it will read the PDF, whatever we are providing. Okay, so first it will upload the file, PDF reader will read the file and it will detect whatever the file we are providing it and it will store it in the documents variable. Okay, then we are going to do the index for whatever document we uploaded it. And then the query engine will take the question and it will pass it on to the AI model, that is ChatGPT, whatever we are using here. Why ChatGPT? Because we are using the ChatGPT API key. Okay, and then it will take the question. So whatever question you are going to ask here, it is going to take that respective question from here. And finally, it is going to give us the response. So in the print, you are going to see that the response is going to be generated automatically. Okay, so that's the core capability or the clarity which we all here should be aware about. Okay, so hope that this makes sense to all of you. So this is the clarity which we all here should be aware about. Like, okay. So yeah, that's just one quick thing I just want to let you all know. So now I'll be giving the capability for you all to go ahead and work upon it. Okay, so if you don't have the OpenAI API key, let's say if you don't have OpenAI API to pay any amount, okay? So if you believe that you don't have any pay like API key, then don't execute the code. I'll give you the code. Try to understand the code so that in future, whenever you want to take the OpenAI API key by paying some amount of money to them, you can use the API key, whatever you are going to generate and add it over here. Okay, just replace the API key which I am using it. That's it. You have to go and use your own API key there. Okay, so that's the one of the capability which we have to understand it. Okay, so that's one of the important point which we all should be doing. Remaining everything, whatever I explained to you, go through line by line, take a note of the code so that you can be having the clarity. People who have OpenAI API key, you can execute this code and you'll see some great responses. People who don't have OpenAI API key, I don't force anybody to go ahead and purchase it. Understand the code, understand the explanation, whatever I have been able to give it to you, so that it can be helpful for you, let's say in any of the interviews or in any of the places if people ask you how API key works, at least you know the working demo which we have discussed right now, so that it will give you a better clarity here. This is how Llama index plays a very, very important role in the process everything. Okay, so I'll quickly go ahead, share this code to all of you as part of our existing document which we are using. So let me go ahead, and I think it's a lang chain. So let me try to share you this. Okay, so let's put a dotted line. And I'm going to share you the entire code, whatever we discussed right now. So yeah, this is the first one where you need to install all the prerequisites like Llama index, OpenAI, PyMu, PDF. Okay, and then we need here the entire code. Let me do one thing. Copy the cell. Okay, so I have to remove my API key. Okay, because API key should not be shared everyone. So that's the reason I wouldn't be able to sharing that. But otherwise, remaining all the code is available for all of you. So which you can be able to utilize it. Okay, so now what I'm going to do here is I'll quickly go ahead and share this document to all of you in the main chat so that you all can be able to utilize it. Okay, so right now I'll just quickly go ahead, put it in the main chat and then pass it over to you. Okay, I just shared the entire document, everyone. Okay, so I have just given you the code also. So here, this is our code. Like, only thing is API key will not be there. If you have your own API key from the OpenAI, not only OpenAI, from any company, if you have, you can just go ahead and can have that API key added here. That's it. Okay, so this is the space where you can have your API key added. Okay, if you don't have the API key, just try to understand the code. Okay, just try to understand the code, whatever I've explained to you, just to have some better clarity of how things are working upon here. That's it. Okay, so this is the core capability which I just want to make it very clear to all of you. So please go ahead, complete this part. I'll give you 5 minutes of time, everyone. So please take 5 minutes of the time. Try to understand the code, whatever I've explained it to you. Okay, if you have OpenAI API key, you can execute it, or if you don't have the OpenAI API key, right, then just try to understand the code, take a note of it, so that in future, whenever you get your OpenAI API key, you can then be able to implement it. Okay, so please go ahead, complete it successfully, and do let me know once you are done with it. Okay, so yeah, thank you, thanks everyone. So please complete this part and do let me know once you are done successfully with it. Okay, let me increase the font of it. It will be easier for you to look into. Okay. So please complete and do let me know in the chat. Okay. People who are able to practically complete it, you can say practical done. People who understood the code and you just got the clarity about what has been done, you can just simply say done in the chat, so that I will be able to know that who all have been done practically and who all have been able to understand the code. And it's not your fault because OpenAI API key is chargeable, right? So that's absolutely fine. If you don't have the OpenAI API key, right, just simply to go ahead and then try to understand it. Okay, just try to understand it. That's it. You don't need anything else exclusively from it. So complete and do let me know. I'll give you 5 minutes, and then after that, we will move on to the next concept, everyone. Okay, so we create upload and 1 minute. We create upload and visible data, all visible for our ourselves, and how to connect with my research. No, you can do it for research also, right? So same thing, Jayanti, what you can do here is, for an example, you write the same code, take the same code, have your own API key, okay? And then once you choose the file, you can just change the question here. Change the question, okay, to whatever question you want to ask for the research document which you are going to upload it, Jayanti, okay? Whatever research document you have for you, you can take that research document and you can upload it over here. The moment you upload that file and change the question here, that's it, and then run it. Then it will respond to all the queries with regards to research oriented questions. So whatever the research oriented questions are there, so you can ask it based on uploading the document and it will be able to respond to you. Okay. So that's how we can be able to get the clarity. Okay. So you can take any document, research oriented document, any policy documents, any document you can be able to upload, and the Llama index will help you to identify the answer appropriately. Okay. That's the core capability which we are going to get it from this Llama index AI agent. Okay, so I'll give you 2 minutes. Okay, I'm going to give you 2 minutes, final 2 minutes to complete it, and then we will move on to the next one. Okay, perfect. So we are all good here. This is the moment I try to copy this again. Okay. You want me to send the document once again? Okay, Ravi Kumar. Sending it once again to you in the main chat. I have sent it one more time. So the people who don't have it, right? The people who don't have it, you can be able to see that one more time I have uploaded the document, which we can be able to utilize. Okay. So yeah, that's it for this part. Now let me take you to the next case study and give you the clarity about what we need to do as part of our next case study. I'm going to help you out so that you all can understand and can take it up further, everyone. Okay. So let me go ahead and then show you that what next we should be able to go ahead and take it up further. So let me explain to you the problem statement. Okay, so right now, next case study, what we are going to develop. If you all remember, yesterday we discussed about the RAG part, right? So how we can create the RAG part. So that's something which we are going to discuss. Now, same, using Llama index. Previous one was only Llama index. But now I'm going to explain to you using the Llama index and then the RAG concept. Okay, so let's understand the problem statement and then take it up further. Okay, so the problem statement right now here is, again, to build an, okay, so we want to go ahead and build the AI powered system. So let me explain to you. Okay, so now we are going to build an AI powered company handbook, right? The case study, what we are going to take up here is the, we are going to build an AI powered company handbook assistant. Okay, company handbook assistant using the RAG. Okay, so we will use the RAG and as well as the Llama index. Okay, so that's what we are going to work upon right now. So if you see here, the core capability in this scenario here is to go ahead, build an AI powered company handbook assistant using the RAG and then the Llama index. Okay, this is what we are going to work upon right now, like where we are going to have a clear clarity. Okay, so that's how we are going to go ahead and build really an AI powered company handbook assistant using the RAG and as well as the Llama index. So first of all, let me give you a context here. The context is to make you understand that employees often have questions about company policies such as like leave entitlements, working hours, or some special requests, right? Instead of searching through large documents manually, what if they could simply ask questions and receive instant or accurate answers based on the official handbook of the organization? So to solve this, I think we can build a system using the RAG approach, that is using retrieval augmented generation, which we learned in detail yesterday theoretically. So now we are going to implement that practically using the RAG concept, that is your retrieval augmented generation, which will be again powered by the Llama index and then the OpenAI. So here the system will try to load a company handbook file. It will index for the search appropriately. Then it will allow the natural language questions, and then you can use your chat GPT to generate answers directly from the document itself. Okay. So what are all the core capabilities which are going to happen here is, like, as I said, this is more towards the employees who want to search any questions for them. The process is going to become much easier. So whoever have any questions, let's say about the company policy, okay, and whoever is having some questions on some leaves, okay, some leaves policy or anything related to the leaves part, okay, or maybe anybody who is interested to pick up, let's say, like working hours, like what is the working hours, or if there are any special requests, all these things can be taken care. Okay, so what it will do is, here we are going to use the RAG approach, right? RAG, as we know, is nothing but it is your retrieval. Okay, so it's called as retrieval augmented generation. Okay, so it's your RAG means retrieval augmented generation, which is again powered by your Llama index and the OpenAI. Okay. So what you are going to do, the system will automatically load your company handbook. So whatever company handbook is there, right? So it will go ahead and will try to load the company handbook. Okay. And then it will help us out to, it will also help to search for any data. Okay. Using the index, you can be able to see the data. And then later you can also see it will allow any natural language questions. That means you can use plain natural language like English and can be able to get any questions being resolved over here. So it will allow you to see the natural language questions. Okay. And then you can also use your GPT here to generate the answers and you can see it appropriately. So these are the capabilities which we are going to see. Okay, so that's how we are building it ultimately. So what are all the things we will use here? Here also we will use Llama index, which will help us out to retrieve the document. We will use again OpenAI API key to generate the GPT related answers, which is intelligent answers. Okay, so that's how we are going to develop this and we'll be able to see the responses being generated out of it. Okay, so that's the core capability which we are going to learn right now. I'm reiterating one more time the case study, whatever we are been building right now here. So we are building an AI powered company handbook assistant, as I mentioned, using the RAG and the Llama index. Okay, that is using the RAG approach. Okay, that is your retrieval augmented generation and then the Llama index. Okay, this is the approach with which we are proceeding further. Okay, so that's one of the capability. And then I said employees who have any often questions about any company policies or leave entitlements or any working hours or a special request, instead of searching through large documents manually, what if they could simply ask questions and receive instant accurate answers? That's what we are building, where it can look into the official handbook and it can help us out in a better manner. So to solve this, so we are building a system using the RAG approach, that is retrieval augmented generation approach, which is powered here by the Llama index and OpenAI. So here the system will be able to load a company handbook file, then it will search for the index, and then it will allow some natural language questions which people can go ahead and can ask it in the plain English. And the GPT will generate the answers in a very intelligent manner. Okay, that's how we can be able to see all the documents are going to be generated appropriately. Okay, so these are all the things which are required now. Without any further thought, let's go ahead and try to do the hands-on activity so that it can give us a better clarity of what exactly is happening over here. Okay, so let's quickly go ahead and see that how it can be achieved. So right now you see that again, we are installing whatever the prerequisites are needed here. So we are installing the Llama index and OpenAI. Okay, so you just need to run this. So once you say pip install, so same, whatever we installed in the above step, Llama index is getting installed here. OpenAI is also getting installed here. Here we don't need PyMu PDF because we are not uploading any PDF here. Okay, so that's the reason we just need only two things, that is Llama index and OpenAI, which we can install and can have it in our system. Okay, so where you can like run this particular file, after which you have here your API key. So again, you need to go ahead and use your OpenAI key. So, but before that, we are importing OS here. Importing OS means it will allow your code to interact with the system environment. Okay, so import OS will help us out, like it is going to allow our code to interact with the system environment. Okay, where it is going to interact entirely with the system environment, and then it is going to help us out with it. Okay, so whenever you say import OS, the very purpose of it is to ensure that it will allow our entire code to interact with our system environment, and then we can be able to execute it appropriately. Okay, and then you have to provide your OpenAI API key. This sets your OpenAI API key as a password that will allow your ChatGPT to be enabled in your AI agent without any difficulties or constraints. So without that, you cannot be able to interact. Okay. Then what is the next step here? If you see here very clearly, right? So we are creating a text file here. If you see, we are creating a text file that is named as handbook.txt. If you see here, So this is the handbook.txt is what we are trying to create here. So this is where we are creating a file name called as the handbook.txt, and here is where we are adding some sample company rules. Okay, here is where we are adding some sample company rules like paid leaves. Like let's say, welcome to the company. Employees are entitled to 12 paid leaves per year. Unused leaves can be carried forward to the next year. Official working hours are from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. That is Monday to Friday. That is your working hours. And then leave policies, if you see, is to please refer to your manager for special leave requests. Okay, so here is where we are simulating a real document that GPT will be able to read from. Okay, the chat GPT will be able to read the content from where we are here trying to portray it. Okay, so you see that here is where the data is set to be available. So here is where we are creating a text file named as the handbook.txt. Okay, so if you see this file, right, this is something which we have to consider it. Okay, so using that handbook.txt, so now what will happen? So if you see here, here is where the content is present. Okay, so where you will see that some sample company rules I have just added so that GPT can be able to read the content from the text, whatever I provided it. So it will be able to go through it. Okay, and then it will understand the scenario of the paid leaves, the working hours, and then the leave policies. Okay, that's how we can simulate a real document that the GPT can actually be able to read from. Okay, and then finally you are printing it. This is just a print statement in Python, as you know. So this is just going to confirm the file was created successfully. Okay, so it will just simply go ahead and will print and say that a company handbook created. That's it. That's how it's going to confirm the file was created successfully, nothing more than that. Okay, now what next? So the next step, if you see here, right, in this case, we have the from, right? So if you see, there are tools from these are the tools from the Llama index. Okay, these are basically the tools from the Llama index, which are imported. Like you see, simple directory reader. So that will read the files from your folder. Whatever files you are trying to have, it is going to read those files from your folder. Vector store index, you remember, it is there to organize the data appropriately. Okay, so that from your document, it can be able to fetch the right information. That's your vector store index. Simple directory reader will help you to read the file from your folder automatically. Okay, and now you see that here in this case, so what is going to happen over here? So this is going to read all the files, like your handbook.txt file in the current folder, means like it will just read your whatever the handbook.txt file is there, right? It will be able to read that particular file, and then it's going to load them into Python so that we can process them appropriately. So now your Llama index knows what's inside your handbook exactly. Okay, so in the documents, what are we trying to do is, like if you see here, there is a double quotes and dot, right? That means it's a current folder. So what we are saying here is this is going to read all your files, that is especially the handbook.txt, which we created here in the code itself. Okay, in the current folder itself, we have created it, and then it will load them into Python so that we can process them appropriately. And now your Llama index knows exactly what's inside your handbook. Okay, now if you see here, here is where we have the index. Okay, this is going to create a searchable memory that's called as an index from your document. Okay, where you can always search it appropriately without any concern. So GPT will now use this index to find the answers from your file. It is like an indexing pattern where it will be able to go ahead, will understand where the indexes are present. So, and then it will be able to fetch the relevant answers, and it is going to provide it to us. Okay, and then it will print, just it will confirm saying that yes, index is successful. Okay, it will simply go ahead and it will try to print. It will just confirm that yes, indexing was successful. That's it. Okay, and then it is going to see, like you see that this is going to create a Q&A machine from the index where you can now ask questions and it will search the document and then the answer. Okay, so query engine, what you see, right? It is like going to create a Q&A machine for all of us from the index. So now wherever you go ahead and ask any questions, it will search the document and it is going to answer it. Or in our scenario, it is the text content, whatever we added here, right? So it will be able to go through it and will try to give us the response from there. Okay, so now here is the question. So I'm asking the question here. So the question I'm putting it very clearly. So where I'm sending a question to the Q&A engine, and the Q&A engine is what? That is query engine. So I'm sending to query engine my question. Like my question here is, how many paid leaves do employees get? So Llama index will search the document and will send the relevant part to GPT, and the GPT will generate the answer and it will be able to provide it to me. So here is where I'm trying to print the result. Okay, you see that? Here I'm printing the result where it is showing the final result of the question, whatever we have been able to ask. And then the AI generated answer based on the content, whatever we will been able to add it in our Python code. Okay, so you see that when I run this, you see something like this. The company handbook is created. Okay, document has been indexed. Both of them are the print statements. And then here, my question here, how many paid leaves do the employees get? And see, it's giving me the right answer. Employees are entitled to 12 paid leaves per year. Okay, so see here, whatever I have given here in the text content, it's able to go and give me the relevant information associated. Okay, it was able to go ahead and give me the related information which actually makes sense. Okay, so this is the clarity which every one of us here should actually be able to have as a clarity in this scenario. Okay, so right now, again, I'm just going to reiterate it one more time for all of you. So if you see here very clearly, what is that we are trying to do? So we are installing the Llama index and the OpenAI, which is like a prerequisite for us to run before we execute or do anything. And then we need to get the OpenAI API key from the OpenAI organization, as I explained previously. You need to pay some rechargeable amount like $5 or 500 rupees approximately, get the API key and then added it over here in your OpenAI API key. Then here is where we are providing the text content, that the text file is named as the handbook.txt. So where we are adding some company rules like paid leaves, working hours, leave policies and everything. So that's how we are simulating it like a real document, okay, where the GPT will be able to read from. And then we have a print statement where it will confirm that the company handbook is created. Then from the Llama index, we are importing two important things like simple directory reader, vector store index. Simple directory reader will read the file from your folder. Vector store index will try to organize the files in a proper indexed pattern. Okay, and then you have here the documents. Okay, so where it will go to the current folder. In the current folder, you have the file called as handbook.txt, which we created in the above step in the code. So it will take that file. It will load them into the Python so we can process it appropriately. That's when your Llama index knows exactly what's inside your handbook. Okay, then it is going to build the search index, right? After which it will build the search index. Like this is going to create a searchable memory, like it's called as an index from your document. Then GPT will now use this index to find the answers from your file. So the moment it does, it will confirm by saying a print statement, the document has been indexed. That means it is good. The Llama index was able to memorize it, or the RAG with the help of the Llama index was able to memorize it appropriately, successfully. Then it will print the statement saying that the document is indexed. And then you have a query engine. As you are already prepared, indexing means you prepared yourself. Let's say I give you a document. You say, give me some time, I will prepare this document. Same here. Indexing means once you submit the document, the vector store index will learn the entire document by having some indexes to it. So that in the query engine, which is like a question and answer, like whenever you are going to query or whenever you are going to ask any question, then it will search the document and it will be able to answer it appropriately. That's the significance of it. Okay, and then here you see whatever question you ask here, the question is related to how many paid leaves do employees get. So this question will be picked up by the query engine, which has been added here, and the question will be considered. And then your GPT will take this question, and within the GPT, whatever Llama index and RAG is present, they will go through this content, and based on your question, it will be able to respond. And that's what I'm trying to print here. Okay, so I'm printing both the things. One is the question what we are asking. Another one is the response or the answer which is being provided. So here is the company handbook created. You see that once the company handbook is created, that has to be printed. So the first one is company handbook created. Second one is once it is completed, it has to say document is indexed. So you see here document is indexed. Okay, and then you see that here there is a question like how many paid leaves do employees get? So the same question is available here and the related answer. Okay, if you see the answer, here the answer is employees are entitled to 12 paid leaves per year, and that is been very clearly been highlighted over here. Okay, so that's the clarity which we all have to be here aware of. Okay, so I would request every one of you to please go ahead, utilize even this code. This code is actually using the Llama index and the RAG pattern. Previous code what we discussed was only the Llama index. But right now, whatever implementation or execution we have done, this is where we are using both the Llama index and as well as RAG approach to go ahead and see the results appropriately. Okay, so that is the core capability which we are trying to achieve in this case. Okay, so where we have done this as a second AI agent, we're using Llama index and RAG. We were being able to go ahead and create really a very powerful AI agent where it can go through the handbook, company handbook policies, and it can be able to generate the answer based on whatever question we want to go ahead and provide it. Okay, so this is another important clarity which every one of us here should be having a better clarity. Okay, so now I will be sharing this code again to all of you. Go through it. Okay, if you wish, you can go through it one by one or line by line. You can be able to go through it. If you have the API key, I would request you to complete it. If you don't have the API key, try to understand whatever we discussed. If there are any follow-up questions, you can feel free to let me know and I will be able to guide you all accordingly. Okay, so let me share this code to all of you first of all. So let's just try to copy this. Okay, and then let me try to so let's try to replace the API key and then let me copy this cell and pass it over to you. Okay, so this is the code which we have worked upon right now, which has been there at the last. This is where we have built using the Llama index and the RAG. Okay, so let me save this and then pass it over to you in the chat so that you all can also be able to use it effectively. And just sharing it back again, the document, line chain. Okay. So I just passed it over everyone to all of you. So I just passed over the document once again. So where you can use the document and can proceed further. If you have your own OpenAI API key, you can add it. If not, you can understand the entire working demo of how we were being able to achieve using the RAG and the Llama index. Okay, I'll give you 5 minutes of time. Please go through the code line by line. Ask me if there are any questions specifically if you have with regards to code. If you have your API key available, you can just be able to go ahead, implement and execute it appropriately. Okay. So please complete this activity and do let me know. I'll give you 5 minutes and quickly complete this activity, everyone. Okay. Okay, please do complete and do acknowledge it in the chat once you're done with it. Okay, and let's say if you are done with your code part, you can also be able to confirm that saying that you are done. Okay, this is about the first one is about only Llama index, the practical part where we created an AI agent to upload the PDF file. Second one, whatever we discussed right now is the Llama index using the RAG approach. Okay, the second one which we discussed or created right now practically, right? That is Llama index using the RAG approach where you provided the text content and you asked the question and it was able to generate the response to all of us. Okay, so please complete and do let me know everyone in the chat. Okay, Deepa done. Good job. Nandakishore done. Good job. Yeah, okay. So let me answer it, Hirendra. So you say for zero code possibility, we need a chat GPT plus version only. Answer is yes, it is. Okay. Also, can a similar thing be done on Gemini? Absolutely. You can take any like let's say any LLMs, like it may be Gemini or a Copilot or Chat GPT. Everybody gives the flexibility for us to create our own customized no code AI agents overall. Okay. Also, can we have access to any free API also? No, free APIs, we don't have much. You can just look for Croc, C-R-O-K. Okay, Hirendra, like you can look for Croc, C-R-O-K. So probably from there you can get some free APIs. Okay, from the Croc, you can get some free APIs. Okay, and is there any PDF file size limitation? As of now, no. Okay, as of now, we don't have any free size limitation which is available. Okay, so you can have any big PDF file and can be able to get all the related responses from there. Okay, so that's how you can use it. Like ultimately, for zero code possibility, we need definitely the Chat GPT plus version, and similar thing can be done on Gemini, Copilot, Claude, and all. And yeah, free API, you can get it from Croc, C-R-O-K. And any PDF size limitation, answer is no. Okay, you don't have any limitation as of now. Hope that answers your question, Hirendra. Okay, no problem. Yeah, so that's done. And then okay, rest all I see related to attendance and all. Is there compulsory use? Yeah, it is always compulsory to use it, Shivani. If you don't use it, then you will not get intelligent answers. And if you are not going to get intelligent answers, right, then who will use our application? Our AI agent should be intelligent, and that intelligence will only be come from the experts like ChatGPT, Gemini, or Copilot. We have to use their API keys to make our AI agent very much expert. And just it will take 500 or 300 only, not more than that. So imagine for a company, that's not a big amount, right? So companies always try to prefer to use API key rather than they developing everything. Instead, they can go ahead and use the API key and get the expertise from actually who are pro in doing all those things. Like they are pro in training the data, they are pro in having some great infrastructure. It will be able to help us out. That's the main idea or the intent here, Shivani. Okay. So how to create AI any website? How to create AI means what AI? We already learned, right? How to create our own no-code AI agents, I've explained to you. How to create our own agentic code, we have done that from the last 2 weeks. Like what exclusively you need it? I mean, let's say if you want to create like one entire application that is planned for next week, Karmakar. Okay, but if you need any website and all, we have Kaggle. Okay, you can also look from there. If you wish to know anything more than here, I just shared it. Okay, so Kaggle is one good source which you can look into, Karmakar. Okay, and then Croc API link. No, Croc API link, oh, I cannot create it, right? Every individual will have their own API. Okay, every individual is going to have their own API. So in that way, you will also be able to have your own API key. Okay, so that's the main idea. Okay, till here, all the questions are resolved. Okay, perfect. So with this, we are done with our today's session, everyone, where we completed our entire Llama index. Now there is nothing pending in the Llama index. In the next class, that is on the next Monday, I am going to explain to you how to create an entire application using the AI agent. We will use Visual Studio Code. We will use Streamlit. We will create one entire application end to end. Okay, till now, whatever we were focusing was on the backend code. Monday, we will see how to create a front end UI. That means how to create a proper AI agent end to end. Okay, that is what we are going to target. And then we will move on to the next concept, that is Crew AI, CREW. Crew AI will be the agenda. Okay, so Monday we are going to target Crew AI, and then end-to-end AI agent we are going to create it. Okay, so that is going to be our schedule for the upcoming session, which is scheduled for Monday. Okay, thank you once again, everyone. Just keep practicing thoroughly all the concepts, whatever we discussed, so that it will be helpful for you in the long run. Okay, so thank you once again, everyone, for your time. Have a great weekend. We will meet again on our upcoming session on Monday, and we'll be able to proceed further with whatever topics I have been able to schedule it. Okay. Thanks, everyone. Bye bye and take care. Thank you, Sushmita, for facilitating. Over to you.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Yeah, so dear faculty members, as sir informed, tomorrow and day after tomorrow, that is on weekends, Saturday and Sunday, we don't have a sessions. So we are again meeting on Monday at 3 p.m. So Monday will be the day 11th session. So I request everyone to join on Monday at 3 p.m. Okay, so it's just a reminder. I'm just sharing once again attendance link on the chat. Please mark your attendance. So we will wind up for the day. Thank you all. Thank you for joining. Have a great day. Thank you.